Yo,
What's up, dude?
just basking in a new all-time high. No big deal.
How do you feel about this one? 113 is great, but I
Yeah,
thought 130, 120. What's the deal?
yeah. I mean, when you incrementally just go like, oh, new all-time high, 1,000 and another 1,000, it's like not very exciting. It's the psychological checkpoints that'll be more exciting along the way. Yeah, maybe it comes in 10,000s, from like 110 to 120, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Incrementally
125,
more.
150.
I just want to see a candle, just like a green candle that shoots through the roof kind of situation, like a face melting run north of 200K in like a couple days. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, yeah, my face is still intact today.
Yeah.
It hasn't melted. And yeah, I think the same thing. I mean, I want to go to 2021. Was it then? When in January it was like 20 and by the summertime it was like at 65, and just wake up in fear. I want people to wake up in fear
Yeah.
and just dripping with FOMO, sweat, cold sweat, hot sweat, I want to see the FOMO.
You know who must be dripping in fear right now is that finance lot guy on X.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He said Bitcoin would never go over 112 ever.
Ever. It would never go ever over
Ever.
ever again. Never. It's never gonna happen. And then a day later, actually that was from a while, like maybe a couple last month. But but then when it hit 112 and exceeded 112 yesterday, it was like I meant that it wasn't gonna go like to like 113. Like it might touch it again. And then here it is at 113. He's completely silent and just blocking people.
Yeah, it's such a bad game. I think predictions, it's silly business. Nobody knows the future, but you don't bet against Bitcoin,
Why
especially
would you? I mean, I
why
just
it,
can't.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
You're a complete idiot. You're just a total moron, a hater, someone who had a look at Bitcoin and ignored it and feel salty. It's the salty no coiner that likes to say that it's, not going to reach whatever number. Pick one out of a hat, 500,000. Oh, it'll hit that. It'll be 500,000.
I bet you he's really into XRP or some bullshit like that.
Dude, he's probably a gold guy. I get the sense
Yeah.
that Finance a Lot is older.
Yeah, yeah. He's older, but he's probably still drinking Monster Energy. Yeah, and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's a fool's errand. I just think you just buy as much as you can week to week, forget about the cost, just get the sats while you can still get them. Time's running out. I mean, there isn't a lot of Bitcoin available.
To just be so vocally oppositional to Bitcoin and time again to make calls of this prediction, this is going to happen, this isn't going to happen, and then it does. How many times does it take for you to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm a complete retard? What have I done with
I
my
know,
life?
dude. And Bitcoin just keeps going, man. It's like it just keeps going out into outer space, drifting further and further away. I think another painful and common thing is when people, leave money on the sidelines. They'll keep cash in their exchange account and it'll earn interest or whatever. Maybe it'll just sit there, but they don't buy. And so they
Yeah.
still have the cash, which is, losing purchasing power. And then measure that in Bitcoin terms. If you haven't put it into Bitcoin, dude, it's just pain. It's just drinking a sea of pain.
Yeah, I even the pain I've experienced is the pain of being sh like not having enough fiat to like pay for certain things.
Yeah.
Where I've kind of like overextended. And it's like, wow, I owe a lot of money in taxes and I don't have that cash right now because I bought Bitcoin and I'm not selling the Bitcoin. But, when you look back on it, it's the best decision you could make is to be short fiat and to be dangerously
Yeah.
long Bitcoin as long as it's not going to like put you in a position that's going to like ruin your life. Having a little bit of pain is okay. Like if you have to extend taxes or whatever, that's fine. They're taxes. They're going to be there for you to pay, right?
There's always a way for you to
Yeah.
pay those.
There's always going to be a way for you to pay those. It's okay. But you have this time right now to buy Bitcoin sub 1 mil. And
Sub a mil.
yeah, it's like, yeah, my future self, even myself right now, looks back on those decisions I made a year or two ago, and I'm very happy with that. So imagine what it's going to feel like 10 years from now, 20 years from now. I'm gonna feel like
Oh,
it's
dude,
cheap.
20 years from now. I can't take me to 5 years from now. I'll settle for 3 years from now. The 2028 halving when the block rewards, what, 1 point something, 1.2, something like that. That will be, actually, it'll probably be more, right? It'll be whatever, 1.65. But that would be, I want to go there because I think scarcity, the whole idea of scarcity really kicks in once the miners, are only getting, a Bitcoin and a half every 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, things are gonna get wild. They're gonna get absolutely wild. And yeah, I mean, if you're watching this podcast, I'm imagining you're a Bitcoiner or you're a new Bitcoiner, and or maybe you're into crypto as well. Maybe you like XRP. And then I'll just say this: compare the price movement of any other altcoin against Bitcoin for its entirety, and you'll see how much money you've lost out on. And you look at the top 10 coins, right? It's always changing because there's always a new grift to sell in crypto world.
It's
And
marketing.
it's all marketing, and because they've got a lot of money, they can do some pretty good marketing, influencer marketing, where you
It's the
think that
community.
yeah, where you think that I know this guy, I trust this guy because he's just kind of like me, except he's rich now because he bought a bunch of XRP, and now he's telling me, oh, how I need to go about buying a bunch of XRP, so and I can be like him. Where in actuality, that's all Fugazi. It's just paid marketing dollars, and it's good marketing because it's working and it's getting you to buy that token. You don't see that in Bitcoin because there's no, I mean, the Bitcoin marketing department is us plebs, right? There's no,
Yeah.
I mean, it's completely different. So, just try and see through. I mean, you don't actually even have to try and see through what's real and what's not. All you have to do is look at the performance over time. And when you look at the performance over time, you cannot factually say that this other token is better to own than Bitcoin because historically, for all of time, that hasn't been true. What you can say is that in the future, I think this token is going to outperform Bitcoin. But you're free to do that, but set a timeline on that. Say in the next 6 months, say in the next year, in the next 2 years, and go back and check those timelines. And when you do, you're going to see, oh my gosh, it's the same thing that we've seen throughout the lifespan of this entire token. So, just be as rational as possible, be as cold as possible when it comes to this, because this is your future. You definitely don't want to gamble with it on these shit coins.
You're not going to meet a rational cryptocurrency investor because it's all emotion.
Yeah.
They invest in those because they want to get ahead. They want to make up for lost time. They want to fix a mistake. They want to 100x their money overnight or within a week. And that is pure emotion. That's not logic at all. Logic and reason and being rational is buying something that no one can stop, that's open source, that's verifiable by yourself, that's a bearer asset that no one controls, that's highly decentralized. And if you're looking at all those things, all those check boxes equal Bitcoin. And I think you cannot purchase crypto and be rational. You can be retarded and purchase it. But I think if you're going to make a rational decision, you're going to end up at Bitcoin because it's the most logical thing there is. We know the supply issuance for the rest of its existence. They don't know that at the Fed. They don't know that at Ethereum. They don't know that anywhere else.
Yeah, you don't want to be one of these guys that is like a scratch off ticket kind of guy, going to the gas station every day, scratching off the ticket. Oh, am I gonna hit my next 10x? I don't even know if you can 10x on a ticket like that or one of those cards.
I'm not a lotto guy.
I'm not a lotto guy, right? Because that's how they get money from you. It's the same thing. All right. And it's depressing.
It
It's just
is,
a
dude.
bad look. Don't do
It's a
it.
it's
Don't
the poor
go
man's
in.
tax.
You don't want to be a scratch off lotto guy. Come
Come
on.
on.
Is that
Come
you?
on.
Is that really you? You're going
Not
in
me.
and your
No.
Monster Energy drink and your Zen and your scratch off lotto ticket and maybe a shitty soggy hot dog. Is that what you want out of life? No.
Dude,
Demand
that sounds so
more of
terrible.
yourself. It's terrible. It's
End
terrible.
it now. End it now.
Yeah. Yeah. End that and just buy Bitcoin. Focus on Bitcoin. That's the other thing is because it gets you thinking about the future. It actually alleviates all of this noise. So you don't have to be thinking about the next 10x or am I supposed to be aping into this thing or am I supposed to be shorting this thing or what's the next meme coin? No, you get rid of all that. You filter that out of your life and then you've got clarity and vision and purpose and it's going to change everything around you, right? When you just sift through all that bullshit.
Hmm. That's good, man. I'm wondering how many people can walk that road. That is, it's the more difficult path
Yeah.
is to forget about your mistakes, forget about what you could have done,
Oh, for sure.
and buy $100 worth of Bitcoin as often as possible, and stop looking at the price and just acquire the sats. I
Yeah.
think, man, that is a tough road. It's, a lot of people get into shitcoining because they want to own a decent amount of whatever it is, and one Bitcoin's 113K. That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot. So how do you're not gonna forget about being a whole coiner. Maybe you can be if you've got a 401k, or you can, figure out some way to make 100 grand real quick. And it's a hard thing to do though. Like, how do you be a whole coiner? I don't know. It's tough today. It's going to take years. And the problem is you don't have years.
Yeah.
You got months.
Hmm. Hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think so. I was watching a pretty convincing TA video. I don't watch technical analysis, but it was referred on my YouTube. And the guy was saying, it looks like 93, 96 is the floor, 107 is the resistance, and we're going to look at between 120 and 140, maybe higher, in the first week of August. And it looks to me like so far that's tracking correctly. And if we get to those levels of the first week of August, by October, we could see a blow off top and the end of this 4-year cycle. And that price could be anywhere from 200 to 350,000. So when you're looking at the charts, these guys, they pull in Fibonacci retracements and 200 weekly moving average and the 50 whatever. But and I'm not going to recite all that, but I thought that those are things I can look out for. Get as much as I can before the beginning of August, and continue to stack as much as I can before October, and see what happens. If October turns out to be the cycle top, I'm going to want to have some dry powder, because when that cycle top crests, it might be a good buying opportunity. So it's just, you can't read the market. I can't anyway. I don't know what it's going to do. But I think kind of looking at the calendar and mentally planning out where you think you might want to do something to acquire at a lower price, that might be smart.
Absolutely. It's funny you just bring up like the Fibonacci retracement levels and
Yeah.
all that.
It's like horoscopes.
Yeah, yeah, it's like horoscopes, right? I was really into that when I was first getting involved. And I'm like, whoa, I have to learn how to do this. And I was like watching all the technical analysis videos but you just simplify it like Bitcoin's going up, buy it every day.
Yeah. Just and
Whatever it
that's what I
takes, right? Whatever it is.
Yeah, and I wouldn't use it. I'm not a trader. I'm not, I know that I wouldn't be good at that even if I tried. So it's just, I'm the left bell curve guy. When it goes down, I try to buy more. When it goes up, I kind of wait for it to dip one more time so
Yeah.
that I don't always buy the tops. Sailor's got the billions from other people. He can buy the tops.
Yeah.
but I want to have more Bitcoin. So it's just another reminder, to not be emotional and just be methodical about it.
Yeah, I think that's that it Bitcoin rewards you when you get humbled. It rewards you to be humble. That's why they say stay humble, stack sats, right?
Yeah.
Because you get to a point if you're doing the crypto thing where you have to admit that you're wrong. Or if you're a no coiner, if you don't have Bitcoin, you have to admit at some point if you want to change your future and you're gonna start buying Bitcoin, you have to say I was wrong. And don't get me wrong, but because I love being right, but what I like more than being right is the truth.
Yeah.
What is the way? What is the truth? And where is that path? And it's nice when it aligns when you're right and you found the actual truth. And but anyway, you have to prioritize what's truthful over the short term pride of being like, nah, like this fucking fart ape coin, tampon, yeah, doggo meme coin is gonna go to 10x in like 2 weeks, and then I'll buy Bitcoin. Yeah. It's just
Yeah. Yeah, I think my take on the crypto community right now is they're not they're not looking to win. They're looking to not lose as much. And over the 4th of July weekend, I talked to two neighbors, one dude, and they both had the same story. One of them put money in Cardano, and it's dropped 90% from when he bought it. And he's like, I only put in 10 grand. But he's not going
yeah,
to
but you're like,
Dude, like, if you had put 10 grand into Bitcoin 2 years ago, you'd be up 400%. But he's holding on to his bags because at this point, he has nothing to lose.
it's just
I
dust.
mean,
Yeah,
another 90, he could lose another 90 or 100% from there. But that's what I think a lot of crypto guys are doing. They're sitting on the sidelines. They got bags full of coins that are absolutely valueless,
yeah.
totally worthless, but they don't want to lock in the loss.
Hmm.
That's the state of crypto, in my opinion. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
I
Everybody's
agree.
lost. They don't want to admit it. And it's hard to dollar cost average into Bitcoin. It's not easy because we get restless. And days like today, you kick yourself and you're saying, I should have bought at 107 2 days ago. Now it's 113.
Yeah, I don't know. Man, if you're just getting the Bitcoin, you can't think about it like that. You just gotta. It doesn't matter. Like it take a long time horizon, 10 years, right? And is it going to matter if you bought at 107, 113, or 120? No.
Yeah.
But the point is like just get off the couch and start buying it.
Yeah. One good reminder is there's a website, I think it's called satoshesperperson.com.
Hmm.
And the last time I checked, not too long ago, it was about a 250,000 sats per person, which was essentially like at the time, like $250. It's less than that today.
Yeah.
That's how much Bitcoin is available per person on the earth. So if you get 250 bucks worth, great. You've got your allotment of satoshis. And then if you get 500, fantastic. You've doubled the amount that a guy in, Zimbabwe is going to have. Good. You're now a little bit in a stronger position financially from that dude. And then just kind of repeat that process. I think that it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot to be successful in Bitcoin. You might not get the generational wealth, but you will have money that can't be stolen or printed away. All the other things we say. So the bar's really low. It's not like you need to have 10 Bitcoin.
Right. No. No. I mean, one Bitcoin is to do 10 Bitcoin.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. I mean, goodness, it just seems so rare uh, to find somebody that's got a whole Bitcoin.
I know. I know.
It used to be not that big a deal.
How it is. Now you got guys wearing I'm a whole coiner shirt.
That's smart. That's
He-
good optic right
That
there.
guy is defending himself on Twitter as well. He's like, I don't fucking care. He's a boomer. He's like, you think I care? That's what it's about. I don't care. It's not right.
Well, if it's a boomer, I even wonder if it's in self-custody, maybe.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, I got a whole coin. It's on Coinbase. What?
Yeah. It's, oh goodness. Dude, should we buy some Bitcoin or
Yeah,
what?
man, you read my mind.
These are
On
going to
to
be the most expensive sats. I'm going to buy $25 worth.
on to my faithful river. Uh,
113. Oof.
I'll follow you deep sea, baby.
So I'm getting 21,000 sats for $25.
I got to make sure that I'm buying it in the right place because I think I've been buying it
Boom.
in the
Got
shared
it.
account.
Oh goodness. Those are expensive.
Uh, is this the right account? Fuck. We got a recurring buy, but it doesn't. Nah, screw it. Doesn't matter anyway. All right. Okay. I'm sorry. I was trying to figure this out.
No, it's dead air.
I am buying. I'm
We'll
buying
put a
it.
sponsorship over this.
Yeah. Okay. About $25 worth as well. Most expensive sats I've purchased. But that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. You watch this show, and by the end of it, you own more Bitcoin than you did when you started. So if you
Yeah.
haven't gotten on your phone, you haven't stacked with us, do it. Do it now.
Do it now. Do it
Do it.
live.
Do
Do it
it.
live.
And then the
I,
Shia, do it.
oh,
Don't
there
let
you
your
go.
dreams be dreams.
That's good, man. What do you think? What's your end of summer price prediction? Go forward to September 1st. What do you got?
Ah, end of summer. My prediction that I was really wrong about was 250 by conference day in Vegas, which was in May. So I've got to make up for that. So that means I have to double down and say 400.
Oh, oh, hey, look at that. 400.
No, again,
Goodness.
just digging, grave digger, just digging this hole for myself. And I think we could be in the 200s by that point.
200s.
200s. Yeah. I think we're in the 200s by the end of summer.
Oh man. I think I'm going to say we're in the 130s.
Okay.
And the reason is because the Bitcoin market is so huge, it takes huge dollars to move the price up that much.
Yeah.
Like I think 130 is doable this summer. And then I think the 200s October. That's what I think. I think maybe we hit 250 in October.
Well, if we keep stacking every week, it's got to move the price, right?
Oh yeah, dude. $25 here, 21 bucks there.
Yeah. It's a revolution.
Yeah, I mean it takes 100 million to move it $1,000. So,
That's absurd.
dude, I don't even know if that's correct anymore. That was correct, 4 months ago when I looked at that.
Yeah. Wow. Well, slow and steady.
Yeah, man. Cool. What else you got?
That's it, man. That's it. I think that was a good little rip today. I don't know. I think these tight little videos that we do, how long have we been riffing for? Like 30 minutes less?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good. Maybe it gives someone that's just perusing YouTube and they don't want to watch like an hour long thing. Oh, 20, 30 minutes. I can just put that on and see what it's all about.
I'm with you, dude. I see the episodes that are like an hour and 15. It's just like, dude, I can't even get into that.
Hard to get into that. Hard to get into that. It's not like we're sharing a lot of great information anyway. I don't know. We're just talking
No.
shit. And it's firsthand experience. We're just having fun. So
Yeah, and we're commiserating. I mean, I think there are guys like us out there that, are just buying Bitcoin and their wives won't let them talk to about it anymore,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know? That's pretty much what this show is.
Yeah, yeah,
Things I tell you.
you crack a beer with us, buy some Bitcoin, talk a little shit, have some fun.
Yeah. All right,
All right,
dude.
man.
Well, this is a good one. Good to
Yeah,
catch up.
good rep today. Have a good weekend, and well, we'll see you.
All right, man.